start with something cheap. You can buy a pallet of exercise equipment for $500, 10 treadmills for $500. I know a guy named Dylan in Logan, Utah. It was his first flip ever. He filled his garage with freaking treadmills. And then 2 weeks later, he's like, they're gone. What are we talking about? Dude, you buy for 5 cents on the dollar, you sell for 30 to 40 cents on the dollar. You could put this stuff on a credit card. It's like free money. One-man operator. He has no website. He has no systems. He's like 65 years old. He makes $350,000 a year of net profit, and he's crushing it.
I don't have to go and close 50 people at $50,000 a month. I just got to close one person, and boom, I made $1 million in 6 months.
We're going to go the Shannon Jean method, and we're going to start just liquidating some crap from GovDeals and bstock.com/Costco. We're going to liquidate
That's a really
stuff.
good idea. That's a really good idea.
Like, what are we talking about? Dude, you buy for 5 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
You sell for 30 to 40 cents on the dollar.
I think it's a really good idea for people who have experience doing it.
How do you get experience? By doing it.
I know. Yes, I agree. I'm just saying, if it was like a 6-month window, do you think you could get enough experience to make $1 million in 6 months? Really?
I do. I mean, I've had them on my podcast 8 times, right? So I would watch all 8 of those episodes and then start with something cheap. Like, you can buy a pallet of like exercise equipment for $500, right? Of like 6 treadmills for $500, or it'd actually be cheaper than that. Like 10 treadmills for $500, sell them for $200. I know a guy named Dylan in Logan, Utah. He just did that. He filled his garage. It was his first flip ever. He filled his garage with freaking treadmills. And a week into it, he's like, I don't know, Chris. I don't know if I'm going to move these. And then 2 weeks later, he's like, they're gone. Sold them all. Like, I'm not saying it works for everyone. It works all the time. But Shannon talks in detail about like, avoid this, avoid that, go here, start here. I think it's totally doable. And you could put this stuff on a credit card. Not that I advise that, but some people might want to.
You get points for it. You get points for it. And someday you pay it off.
The thing is about credit cards, you don't even need to pay it off. It's like free money.
That's actually a really good point. I hadn't thought of that, actually. So
anyway, so that's a short one. Like, that's just the whole thing. Listen to the episodes with Shannon and start flipping stuff. Or if you don't want to just fly blind and like buy stuff off govdeals.com, if you go to Facebook Marketplace, once again, I'm talking about Facebook Marketplace, type in the word business, you will see a ton of businesses that are either for sale or closing, that like going out of business, that are not listed anywhere else. I think you could also make $1 million in 6 months by just focusing on restaurants that are going out of business and liquidating their equipment, just playing middleman, because it's high ticket. These are tens of thousands of dollars, and just saying, all right, I'll take all these fryers, all this equipment, and I'm going to place it. And then you can list this equipment on other marketplaces like eBay or restaurant equipment sites and sell it before you ever even buy it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So I think that's great. Then you don't have to hold any inventory. Like, you're literally just kind of creating a marketplace. That's genius.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
right. Here's my number one gun to my head. I have to earn $1 million in 6 months. I'm going to go off of, I just talked about Hero AI. Find 1 or 2 workflows that you know work and add value. I'm going to build off of that. This is like going to college after you've gone to high school, getting your PhD after you got that 4-year degree. And what I would do is I would buy a business. But hear me out. I'm going to go ahead and focus and find 1 specific thing that I know for a fact is going to unlock value in a business. It's not going to be the after hours calls. That's not big enough. It's probably going to have to be automating something in the sales process, or something in the receivables process, or something in the fulfillment of your product process. Here's an example. In the medical space, billing. You need to understand all the billing codes. You need to understand diagnoses, et cetera. Maybe there's something I can build there with AI that can help supplement in a healthcare business. In a home services business, maybe it's staffing. Maybe there's something that I can build in a workflow that automates staffing. But I'm not going to get to the $1 million just by selling that as a service. I'd have to get a ton of different customers. I am going to get to the $1 million if I buy something that is at scale that I can leverage. If there's a company that's spending $1 million a month on labor, and I'm able to reduce their labor by 20%, I just made $200,000 with that one company.
10x
right?
that, you made $2 million. Think about it.
Well, and here's the thing. You stack that up over a week, I'm way ahead. You stack that up over a month, I'm going to kick your butt. You stack that up over 7 years, I'm living in a cave, and you're the guy who's living in the Jetsons' future. Anyways, so I had to. What I would do is I would nail down a process. Again, it has to be high leverage, either something that increases revenue by a lot or reduces your costs, mainly labor, by a ton. And then I would go and find a company. So an example of this would be, I know home health and hospice really well. Hospice, let's say that I've got something that makes my employees 20% more productive. They're no longer charting in their documentation. They're dictating to AI and AI is doing it. So now, instead of just being able to do 5 visits a day, they can do 7 visits a day. And because now they're doing 7 visits a day, I can have the same staff and grow my revenue on the top side from $5 million to $7 million. And I don't add one piece of staffing. And so I just increased my bottom line by $1 million a year. Now, the risk of that is I have to go bigger, right? This isn't just like start an agency and you're going to find some customers. Like I have to go buy a business. But if you actually have a skill set, you know an industry, and you can identify a workflow and then go buy a business, day one, you're going to walk into equity value. And that's what I would do to make $1 million in 6 months. And I think I could do it.
It's asymmetric information that you have.
Yeah.
And you're just implementing that post-purchase.
100%.
Can I add on to that?
Are you going to up-level this?
I don't know. We'll let the audience decide.
Are you going to steel man it?
I hate that phrase. So our friend Hector, he is talking about buying a heavy equipment repair company in Houston, Texas. It's a one-man operator. He just drives a van. He has no website. He has no CRM. He has no systems. He doesn't take calls that are over a half hour away. He's like 65 years old. He makes $350,000 a year of net profit, and he's crushing it. Hector met him through a church friend, and he is going to own a chunk of this business just to value add it, just to add more trucks, to add a website, to systemize it. By the way, he charges $125 an hour. Market rate in Houston for the same thing is $300 an hour, and everyone's booked out. And he's just like, I don't want to raise my prices. I'm doing fine.
So video's cool, but I have what scientists call a face for radio. And so what's even cooler is long form audio via my podcast and my newsletter, Nikonomicspod.com. Go there for free. Subscribe to my newsletter. It's 1 email per week. It's super tactical. And then go to my audio podcast. I do 3 to 5 episodes a week, depending on how curious I am. And it's stuff like this. It's all free. No sleazy sales pitches. Nikonomicspod.com.
So Hector doesn't even need to buy this business. He's basically signing a contract that grants him conditional equity. If I do X, Y, and Z, quite simple things to your business, and he'll have the control to do this.
I know where you're going.
Then I get Y% of this business without having to buy it.
Oh my gosh.
It's effectively the same thing, but not needing to buy the business. The owner stays on. They have a good relationship. He's going to train everyone. He's going to help them hire. He just doesn't want to do it.
That is freaking money. It's merging the agency with buying a business, but effectively, instead of charging that company, you're saying I want equity.
Yeah.
It might be a longer sales cycle, right? Because it's like you got to convince somebody to give you equity in their business.
This is the Hormozi playbook. That's how Alex Hormozi does it, right?
Explain.
That was his model at one point. Was he would take large chunks, sometimes 30%, sometimes controlling interest, to add value at companies, and he wouldn't even invest money. Like he wouldn't buy equity. He would invest money like after getting his equity to grow the business and paid ads or whatever, but it was a business expense. That's how he built much of his wealth, is in doing that.
I wasn't saying that in that sense it's a Hormozi move. I think it's high risk, high reward. Like you could spend 4 or 5 months just looking, but you just got to close one person. I don't have to go and close 50 people at $50,000 a month or whatever the number is, right? Like I just got to close one person who's willing to partner with me, and boom, I made $1 million in 6 months. I really like that idea.
It's usually going to be like a friend or a family or a friend of a friend of a family member, right? That's where the trust can come from. It's kind of hard just starting cold, you know?
Yeah, it has to be. You have to that's why it's like the highest risk, but I also think it's the highest reward.
Yeah.
Because you're not only going and betting everything into equity on your performance, but you're also like risking reputation. People that you know and trust and like. Yeah.
All right. So over the summer, we went to Island Park. We had an episode while I was in Island Park, Idaho. And guess what? Island Park has, on the north side of town, it's a very narrow strip of land, if you will, north to south. On the north side of town, you got a few acres. They've got really nice glamping sites, $200 to $300 a night to stay in a glamping tent. There's a bunch of them on the same property, and they stay pretty much booked. On the south side of town, you got nothing. You got no glamping. Okay. So the universe threw me a bone. And around the same time I'm noticing this, our boy Shannon texts me and he's like, hey, I got a deal on some glamping sites that are like 90% off. These are like $15,000 glamping sites. They're like $1,500. He's like, are you interested? Any other point in my life, I'm not interested.
I love how Shannon's like the shady guy in New York City who just walks around like, hey, watches, fake IDs. And he's like opens his trench coat up, selling stuff on the street.
So he's like, hey, do you want to buy some glamping tents? And it's like, any other time it's like, no, but it's like, maybe. So I start looking at land. You can buy land, beautiful scenic land in Island Park for, call it 150, 200 an acre, right?
Okay.
Or like 5 acres for 500 grand. Okay.
You're going full
You can
Sanchez.
also, you can stop. Don't ever say that again. You could also buy like because the only real roadblock to this is a bathroom. You need a bathroom. You can buy like bathrooms on a trailer or like bathrooms that are delivered on a trailer that you put down on the ground on a slab, a cement slab, which you're going to pay about $6 a foot for. And then you put in some septic for about 20 grand, lay the septic, put in a bathroom, buy glamping tents, list them on Airbnb one at a time. You buy one tent, get it fully occupied, buy another one, get it fully occupied, on and so forth. And it's kind of like the RV rental model, except with glamping sites in markets that don't have enough glamping sites. Well, how do I test it? Well, you do exactly what I did for RVs. You go search for glamping on Airbnb. You look for this weekend, you look for a year out, you see which markets have more demand than supply. And that's where you buy in. How do I afford all this land? 500 grand is a lot of money. You sell or finance, or you do a lease purchase on raw land, which you can do. My friend in Canada did it with portable storage. He went and said, I'll pay you $3,000 a month for this acreage. In a year, I want the option to buy it. Sure, sounds good. So then he spent the next year putting portable self-storage on the property. It crushed. He got fully occupied. Now that property was worth a lot of money because he put a business on it. Then he executed his option to buy it only after he had validated the business. Do the same thing with Glamping Go.
Did you take a breath?
No.
Like, was there a breath taken in the last 4 minutes? Holy crap, that was amazing.
I can't breathe and grind at the same time, Nick. Got to make a choice.
Is there a way to find out whether or not a property has septic on it? Like without going there?
There could be like a database or something, but nothing. No, it's hard.
I love the idea. Dude, we know this. We looked at it when we tried to get something on our RV park. I think that would take potentially 6 months just to get up and running, right? Like to get the foundation poured, the septic in, and then you get the glamping stuff delivered. Like that would just take a long time. If you could identify somebody who has land and has all that stuff set up, then you could just kind of be a broker and be like, hey, are you using your land? Can I, almost the same exact model that you just said, like rent to own model. Can I use your land? This is my business plan. And then boom, you're ready to go. Then you wouldn't need to necessarily buy the land. You could just lease it from somebody.
That's what I think. I think you find land that you can lease with an option to purchase. And you say, listen, I am going to here's the permanent things I'm going to do to your land. I'm going to put a pad on the land and I'm going to put septic. The pad, I just put a pad in my backyard, is going to be $7 a foot. So let's say it's 500 square foot. That's $3,500. And then the septic's going to be $20,000. If in a year, I don't want to renew my lease or I don't want to buy it, you are going to have free septic and a pad on your property. FYI, that is a term and condition of this deal. Are you cool with that? If yes, cool. So like you could find that property and sign that lease in a week. And then during that time, you could be doing your research on, is there demand in this area, enough demand for glamping? And what you could even do, you could take it a step further. A lot of glamping sites, if not most of them, don't have a bathroom. It's just glamping. You got to figure out your own bathroom. So you don't have to have a pad or a septic. You could start there, show your demand, and then you realize from the comments, I'm losing all these bookings because I don't have a bathroom, but now I know there's a lot of demand for a bathroom. Then you could put it in at that point.
Yeah, I love that. I've always loved this glamping idea. We looked at it many times. So did you buy land? Did you do it?
No.
Oh.
No, but I would like to. It's on my list.
Are you seriously considering doing it? I should say.
No, just because I have so many other things that I would love to do, but it's on my list. I might do it one day.
If somebody was listening right now and they lived in Eastern Idaho and they're like, oh, I know that area. I have land. I have a septic tank. Chris, will you partner with me to like figure out how to do the glamping? I would be very interested. You'd be very interested. Okay.
Yeah, because I genuinely, like, I'll put my money where my mouth is. I think this is a great idea.
Of course. It's an amazing idea.
Should we do a little bonus segment?
Little bonus segment. I'm in, dude.
Okay. I will strive to portray the value of this idea in no more than 2 sentences. How about that?
Done.
I'm going to give you just the idea, and I'm going to try to tell you in only 2 sentences enough information to get you agree that it's a good idea, right?
Okay.
I had a guy on my podcast that does coil cleaning on HVAC units at grocery stores. The churn is almost zero. It's very high ticket. He competes with no one on it. That's the 2 sentences.
And it's just coils.
Like, he pressure washes the outside of HVAC units to keep them running efficiently. Yeah.
Dude, I saw this tweet the other day of somebody who commented that was like, people don't understand that if they just pressure wash their HVAC unit, like their home HVAC unit, it'd be 20% more efficient.
Yeah.
It seems fake.
We're right back to I mean, that 20% sounds a lot. Like, if your coils don't look dirty, they're probably not dirty, right? But this goes back to our B2B stump grinding business. Like, stump grinding is a pain point for tree trimming businesses, which is why that is an industry now, thanks to you and I. This is the same thing. Coil cleaning is a pain point for HVAC companies because they sell these recurring maintenance contracts, but it's a pain to do the coil cleaning because they got to go pull out the pressure washer, which they don't use for anything else. It's the same thing, Nick. So if you specialize in only pressure washing, coil cleaning, and he said he does gas stations, he says, but grocery stores are his best and biggest customers, and they never leave. He never churned. He said he's literally never lost a grocery store customer. So if you were to only do that and specialize in that, I think pretty quickly you could build up a good book of recurring revenue.
Why would the grocery store cancel? Like, at that point, it's like, what are they paying him? What do they pay him?
I don't remember.
Okay, let's say
$500
per month, per quarter. It's a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Something like that.
It's a rounding error. I don't even look at that number. I mean, that's the same type of idea as the AI stuff that I brought up, right? It's like, find one niche workflow and you can implement it. That's just like, find one niche cleaning thing or like one niche maintenance thing at a big grocery store or factory or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could probably build a recurring business around that.
Yeah. Find the pain point that nobody really wants to do, but they have to do, and unbundle it. Do you remember when we talked about Bingo Loco?
Si, senor.
So my wife went to it, and we're going to it again in Dallas, and they make like $20,000 to $30,000 a night, and they could travel around the country. All they do is Instagram ads, and they just do bingo in the cramped hall, and then they sell food and alcohol, and they sell bingo cards, and people have a blast, and they all post about it, and it's just a beautiful business. I think someone needs to validate that concept with portable pickleball courts, where you just run Facebook ads to start before spending a dollar. You run targeted Facebook ads to 35 to 50-year-olds that enjoy pickleball in a geographical area. And you say, we're having a pickleball party in the Walmart parking lot or whatever. And you see if you can sell enough tickets to it. If you do, then you can buy or rent these portable pickleball courts and you can have a big pickleball party. How's that for alliteration? If you don't sell enough tickets, then you just refund people and you move on with your life.
Dude. Hey, I don't know if you remember this, but when we started this podcast, we entered into a social contract. I would spend time, energy, and money producing this podcast, interviewing these individuals and giving you insights into how to build, buy, start, grow your business. And you would like, subscribe, and leave me a 5-star review. Now, out of that, we both get to talk to really cool people and hear really cool insights. We both get a ton of value. But I just want to help you keep your word. So would you do me a favor? Will you go leave a 5-star review for me on Apple or Spotify? It would really help. And if you want, even share this with a friend.
Basically, it's Bingo Loco for pickleball or Bingo Loco for anything. Like funky, millennial, fun stuff, add music, add whatever, charge way too much money for it, apply to any other industry. Maybe it's pickleball, maybe it's something else.
Where did you go? Like when you guys went to Bingo Loco, where was it?
It's like some random like hall, like just an event. It could be in like a Holiday Inn conference center.
When you did Bingo Loco, are there like specific games or like, obviously you're playing bingo, but is there anything in particular that they're doing on top of the bingo?
Yeah. Like there's like a DJ on stage. They're playing music. There's like neon lights. You win a rewards. You could win a trip. You could win like a life-size cardboard cutout of Ryan Gosling.
Bro, it's liquid death for bingo.
Yes.
All they're doing is marketing it differently.
Yeah. We're talking like 1,000 people that pay $40 each just to get in the door. And that's $40,000 in case you're not counting. Then they sell alcohol, they sell food, and they give away like $1,000 in prizes. Like they don't give away that many prizes.
Dude, it's literally liquid death, except in bingo
Yeah.
form. And you could apply that same thing. It's just packaging to
Yeah.
anything. It could be pickleball,
Or
it could be
just do it for bingo in other markets. Like just call it bingo crazy and just go attend a Bingo Loco, take notes, and then go back to Des Moines, Iowa, where Bingo Loco will never go to, and do it there.
Yeah.
The exact same thing.
That's a really good idea. Those are the like famous last words of any entrepreneur.
I
How
know.
hard could it be?
I know. But then they fly. Then they fly.
I love that, man.
All right. What do we got?
Okay. This is very different. This is very off the wall, but I thought of you. What are the large mower companies? Do you know?
Oh, Toro, John Deere. Like we're talking about lawnmowers?
Yeah. I just talked to a guy who worked for a mower company called Walker Mowers. Apparently, they're the best mowers.
Hardly know her. Sure. According to the guy who works there.
Well, he doesn't work there anymore, but he's like,
Okay.
We had the best mowers. They were way better than John Deere. The problem is we had sales reps. It was super interesting. Apparently, there's the manufacturer, but then they had distributors and then they had dealers. So there's like 2 layers into selling.
Same as
So the
John Deere.
Is it? So the manufacturer doesn't actually sell to end users, but they do have to do the marketing and branding awareness for the end. It's weird. Anyways, so he's like, by the time it gets to the dealer, which is 1 step removed or 2 steps removed from them, their sales reps didn't really know the product. And so they're out there trying to sell Walker versus John Deere. But if they don't understand the product, it's a commodity at that point. So anybody's just going to make a choice on price. So he's like, I had the idea. This guy had the idea. He's like, I convinced Walker to build something. And I was like, what? He's like, I convinced them to build an amusement park. I was like, what? Wait, what are you talking about? He's like, well, it's not really an amusement park, but at their headquarters, I'm sharing my screen right now, they built 3 acres. And you can't really see it with this 3 acres, but this 3 acres has 120 different features on it that showcase their mowers. So this right here, they call this Mount Walker. He's like, in each side of this has a different incline. So you can show how well, so you can show how well the mower does. So they brought all the sales reps and they bring them just in like cohorts, and they come and they mow, and they actually see like, hey, we've got a John Deere mower, we've got a Walker mower. Let's show you how well it does. And that's just what they do like all day. And so these sales reps then go
only for the sales reps, this park?
It's only for the sales reps.
Oh my gosh.
My boy, why do you think I'm bringing this up? So only the sales rep come, and he was like, that changed the game for us. Because once the sales reps actually went and saw and felt and knew what the difference was, then they could speak to these guys who own landscaping companies and say like, look, man, the turning radius or, whatever was like specific. I know this is much better. And so they saw way better outcomes. I asked him, like, so do they open this to the public? He's like, no, they don't. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Because I
would buy a ticket right now, Nick. I'm the biggest mowing enthusiast you've ever met.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I was just going through my credit card transactions. I spent $1,000 on Home Depot this last week, and I don't even have like a big project going on.
That's a great week for me. That'd be a great week for me, Nick.
Dude, I've already been thinking, I'm like, Home Depot is like the Lego store for adults. You just like go walk around. You're like, oh, I think I might need this. You just like pick something up, and all of a sudden you're a couple $100s in. This would, like, I guarantee you this would get people coming and saying, oh, I'll volunteer to go mow some freaking grass. So I don't know if it's reaching out to Walker and getting them to open this up to the public, or if it's opening up your own sort of fantasy camp for people to come and mow. But how cool of a business would that be? You got just a couple acres, you're bringing people in, and you could, I guess, teach them how to mow. But more than that, they're just freaking riding around having a good time.
Dude, of course that's a good idea. What else do you want me to say? Do you want me to say
Isn't
it's a bad idea and lie through my teeth? Dude, I saw a viral Instagram video with 20 million views about this family. They have a family reunion every summer, and they set up this obstacle course with the riding mower, and everyone like races around the obstacle course to like see how fast they can do it. And then there's like this hokey prize. Like, you could monetize that like
easily.
It's first principles. Men love to ride riding mowers. We love to cut grass. We love to see our progress behind us. All right. So I was thinking, our friend Hormozi is always like, you just need to lock yourself in a room for 18 hours, turn off the lights, ignore your friends and family, and build a business. And he gets a lot of crap for that, right?
Yeah. But
there's something to be said for it. So in our church, Nick, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, The president of our church, Russell M. Nelson, was a world-renowned heart surgeon. Did you know it took him 12 and a half years post-college, post-doctorate degree, before he really started earning a real salary as a heart surgeon?
No. Are you
12
serious?
and a half years. That's a fact.
Is that normal? Like, does that still happen?
Well, he wanted to like get all these other certifications. Like he really went the extra mile, which is one reason why he became such a renowned heart surgeon. He didn't just do the bare minimum. He did PhD equivalent research in heart surgery. He got advanced surgical training at the Mayo Clinic. He had an internship, residency, multiple fellowships abroad. He did all these other things.
I mean, he was fairly well known in the medical community. I think he was one of the first people to perform open heart surgery and what was the machine? Oh, a heart and lung machine, right? Because like,
Oh yeah,
you need to have that if you're going to do open heart surgeries. I think he was either the first or one of the first open heart surgeons.
Yeah.
But 12 years, that's a long time.
It's a long time. So I say that because like you and I are family men. We each have 4 kids. We want to optimize our lives to hang out with our family. But I think there's something to be said for saying, listen, I'm going to do my time. I'm going to pay my dues here. I'm going to go away for a few months and really build something incredible. I'm going to work 18-hour days nonstop. And like, this is an investment in our family's future.
Yeah. Like, honey, I'm going to be gone for like 2 months. I'm in a hotel. I'm going to Florida. Chris and I are going to hang out. Like, we are building a business. You know what I mean? Like, we just leave our wives. They handle the house. And of course, we have to be creative. We go spearfishing. We shrimp on the beach. No,
okay. First of all, you would never go spearfishing. But it's like, you can work 12 hours a day in a crappy job that you hate and come home at 7 p.m. and be angry at your kids, and all in the name of, well, I don't want to take a big risk. Or you can like set a couple months aside and really build something amazing so you never have to do that again, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. The problem is that there are people who are continually in that phase of like, oh, it's just a few months. Oh, once August comes, things will be better. Oh, once January comes, things will be better. You know what I mean? And they just never figure out how to get out of the weeds.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and pick 2 favorites. Like, gun to our head, if we had to start one of these, you can't just pick one. I'm going to pick 2. You pick 2. Why don't you go first? And we do include some of the ideas from last week.
If I had to pick 2 to start and make $1 million in the next 6 months, my number 1 pick, I already said, would be buy a business and add value on day 1 through AI automation. I just think I know that really well. I could go and find a business and within the first week have an additional $1 million to $2 million in value in a business. Number 2, dude, the liquidation idea, I think, is, if I had to make $1 million in 6 months, it would be the liquidation idea. I have cash. I could buy more than enough volume in order to make enough money to make that $1 million.
Space. You could store it on your own property.
Yeah. It just seems like I'm sure if I called Shannon and was like, dude, I got to freaking make some money. Could you help me? Like, he would help me out. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that one would be such an easy one to execute.
Those are great ones. And I'm glad you chose those because that means we will have no overlap. Okay. So Sweet. We got more surface area here. Okay.
Nice.
My 2 number ones, my tied for number ones are the RV rentals as a service. You could finance it. My only drawback on that one is it is kind of location dependent. You might live in an area where people just don't need RVs. If so, your research will show you that. And it just means that you won't end up doing it. It doesn't mean you're going to fail. Your research will tell you not to do it. Net of net, I love that idea because I've done that idea. I know it can scale. It's hard when you have only 1 or 2, but as you scale, you can hire people. You can have systems in place. Okay. Other tied for number 1 is your idea, AI automation for small businesses. There are 32 million small businesses in America alone. The vast majority of those have no employees and they're not answering their phone. If ever, they're definitely not answering after 5 p.m. I just think that is a blue ocean. In 10 years from now, it's still going to be early. It's still going to be a great opportunity. Business owners don't want to feel left behind. They have FOMO about AI, but they don't need AI. So they just want someone to help them with it. And it's a huge opportunity.
That's a dude. Didn't hear you say it that way. I am a new number 1. I do think if I didn't have the 6-month constraint, I think the RV rental would be my number 1.
Yeah.
I really like that business. It's not going away. It's an experiential business. Families will love it. Like, I think that's an amazing business. I just think it would take more than 6 months for me to get to where I wanted to get to.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're not built different.
I'm not, dude. I'm built the same as everybody
You're
else.
built same. Built same.
Built same. All right. Hopefully you liked that episode. And if you've made it this far, you're either really committed or you're stuck doing yard work and you can't actually skip on your phone. So while I have you, the show is growing, but I have a favor to ask of you. Will you please help me grow the show? I want to reach more people. There's a couple things that you can do. Like and subscribe is the simplest thing. Obviously, you want to get notifications for when the next episode is coming out. But if you go the next step, will you leave me a review? 5-star on Spotify or Apple. What that does is it tells the algorithm that, oh, hey, this is a high value podcast because more people are leaving reviews for it, and it then pushes it out to more people. So that's why when people are like, will you like and subscribe and put a 5-star rating? It's not just to make themselves feel better. It's actually to get more exposure for the show. So if you do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.